Good afternoon, Patriots. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. If it's your birthday today, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank God for another year that you're above ground and not below it. I was listening to the radio earlier today, and there was something happening in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's kind of prevalent of what's going on today. The Fraternal Order of Police Chiefs in Kentucky sent an open letter to the city. It said that the police officers in Kentucky are not going to take it anymore. That if anybody out there don't know, or some of you out there don't know, not too long ago here in Kentucky, in Louisville, a gentleman, an African-American gentleman, I think he was African-American, attacked a police officer with a steel pole. Well, the police officer, in defending himself, after he told him several times to put it down, the guy was swinging at it with him and all that stuff, and well, he shot the gentleman. Well, I think the police officer was suspended and ultimately is getting investigated and stuff like that. And anyway, there was an outcry from the African Americans about police brutality, turning it on, making it look like it was the police officer, even though the police officer, if you watch the film, is actually defending himself. But anyway. Well, anyway, in this open letter to the people of Louisville, the Fraternal Order of Police Chiefs sent a letter out. It said that, like I said, that they said they weren't going to take it anymore, that 99% of the police officers out there that are serving the public diligently, that have the public's best interests at heart, that they're out there trying to do their job and do the right thing. Well, they said they're not going to take it anymore, where they're getting stereotyped by these left-wing people, not only in the government here in Louisville, but the government. And that's all they said, that they were going to start speaking back and defending themselves against this public ridicule. Well, the mayor has sent out a thing that's saying that this guy may be fired for saying this, for saying the right thing. And in his letter, he said he knows there's a lot of people out there that don't speak up, that are behind what he is saying because they've had enough of this also. But again, because this man spoke the truth, they are threatening his job. He didn't threaten anybody. He just said that they were going to start defending themselves against public ridicule. Not go out bashing people's head. They just said they're getting tired of being stereotyped, just like these other people, like African Americans say they get stereotyped. Right? Now, this Confederate flag issue going on in Kentucky and South Carolina. People, state's going to do what it's going to do. But here's my thing on this. If I was a Jewish person, and I'm just throwing this out there. Let's say I went to the World War II, not a Jewish person. Let's say I was a German descendant, and I went to a World War II memorial. And I said, that offends me because it makes me think of what Hitler did to the Jews in the past. That I don't think that way. That it wasn't me that done that, but it reminds me of what the German government made our soldiers do and stuff like that. Well, what is the difference? I mean, where would it stop? If that World War II memorial offended a German descendant because it reminded him of what his country did in World War II, and he started screaming, I want all these World War II memorials took up because it offends me. Because it's a symbol of, it reminds me of some symbol of the hatred that country, that Germany did. What is the difference? Anybody can make a symbol of hatred out of anything. Just like all the atheists come out and say, you can't put a cross in your yard. It offends me. It offends me. It offends me. Or, the Muslims. They don't want to see pictures of Jesus Christ because it offends them. It offends them. It offends them. But in return, they'll have they can say, they'll even wave a ISIS, you know, I've seen people in this country waving an ISIS flag. But that's okay, right? Because it's their agenda. Just like the Black Panthers, they have a flag. Well, their flag to me is a symbol of hatred. But I guess since they're African American, hatred don't apply to them because they have a right to have hatred, right? I'm just saying, people. But yet you'll see the Black Panthers get on there, threaten police officers, threaten babies, threaten white people, threaten whatever. But that's not offensive. But yet you let there was an African American went in this house and killed a bunch of people with a handgun. That wasn't racially motivated because it was an African American shooting white people. If you listen to the news, they didn't make it a racial thing. So where does the racial hatred? Is it just coming from the white side? I mean, it ain't coming from the African Americans when they were out beating people up out there in Ferguson and all that. My point being is, people, if you don't start standing up for your personal rights, because they stereotyping all white people or Caucasian as racist because you're white, just because of your skin color, where's it going to stop? I'm just saying, okay, so if I walk through a cemetery, let's say I was from the north and I walked through a cemetery and I saw a Confederate flag on a Confederate soldier's tombstone, gravestone, right? Well, that offends me. What are you going to do? Go through all the cemeteries and take up the tombstone, desecrate somebody's grave because they fought for what they believed in? Under a flag? That flag had nothing, in my opinion, has nothing. It's just what you make of it. But the point being is the little pieces that they're taking, where's it going to stop? The United States flag flew all over the United States before the Civil War started. Now they try to make it I know they were, and I'm not saying the Civil War was right. It was not right. People should not have been enslaved. I'm American Indian. Our people still enslaved. If you want my opinion about it. But the thing is, why is it certain people can say hatred to someone and they let it happen because they don't want to speak back? Because it's not true. If you look at statistics, hate crime is down. I saw it. I looked at some statistics last night. Hate crime is down. But if you listen to these leftists, we got a problem. Yeah, we got a problem because they keep making it a problem. And we're always going to have a problem until we get people up there in that White House and get people to understand. And there's a lot of people out there on both sides really do understand that we are Americans. That what happened in the past 280 years ago was 280 years ago. We've grown as a nation from that. But until we get a government up there that quits thinking as a person's skin color and looking at us as Americans, that all Americans have rights, not just one group, but we're still going to have issues. Right? That's just my opinion today, Patriots. I'm just tired of the double standard. Somebody can come out and call somebody racist because of their skin color, but if you turn around and call them racist for saying it, then you're wrong. They're not racist. Because if they judge you by your skin color, because that's what African Americans say, every time you see an African American, you're racist because you just see my skin color. Well, in return, they're doing the same thing to the Caucasian Americans. Or even me, if they see me, they probably categorize me as a Caucasian American. I'm not racist. I got plenty of African American friends. I served with plenty of African American friends in the military that I still consider brothers. But the thing is, I don't see the color. I see the man inside of the color, or the body, or the woman. And until we come as a nation where we just look at each other as an image of the Lord, not color, well, we still going to keep going down this road. And these race baiters out there that make issues out of turning everything to a racial issue when actually it's not. And then when their minority group goes out and does it, nothing's said about it. Well, we just going to go down the same road where we ought to be coming together as a nation and serve this nation as one, as Americans. That's my rant tonight, Patriots. Thank God. Thank God for another year, a day above ground. Continue to be blessed. I hope everybody gets a little bit out of this message. But God bless you. Keep getting the word out there for Robert McLeod Jr. Just a Patriot out.